Hey, welcome back to Bama Tactical Inc. And the Bama does stand for Alabama. Darrell here. If you've watched my videos, you've seen, you've seen me, so you know I'm Darrell. Just in the house here. Want to talk about a few things. I've been on this earth long enough to acquire several different things that I like. A lot of things that I got back in the day. I mean, obviously you can tell I'm in my 50s. So there was a lot of things that I collected from the 70s. A little bit of sun coming in, so I'm trying to stay in the way. From the 70s, 80s, 90s. You get what I'm saying. So one of the things I want to talk to you today about and show off is a Tomahawk. So this is your basic Tomahawk, okay? Piece of wood, head with a hammer, okay? Then if you go a little wilder, you can get one made. This is by Estwing, okay? Kind of the same company builds hammers. This is awesome. Cuts great for if you're doing something with wood or throws real well. But those two are not what I want to talk to you about. So back in the day, around 1987. So most of you watch this is probably wasn't even born in 87. So, but back in the day, the TV channel Fox was knocking it out of the park. I mean, you had 21 Jump Street, which all the girls loved. That's Johnny Depp and a bunch of other people. You had all these good shows. I remember 21 Jump Street because sometimes I'd watch it if I was bored. But you also had, I think it was on a Thursday or Friday night, you also had a couple of shows. One was Space Above and Beyond. And I know they don't make it no more, and it's hard to find. I think YouTube has it to where you can watch the shows, but it's really bad quality. That show was way beyond anything you ever watched. And I have to recommend, if you ever get a chance or find do they still make DVDs? A pack or something like that, it's worth watching. Also on that night, they had one called Werewolf, about a guy who turns into a werewolf, and it sounds a little corny, but it worked. I mean, it really did. It was a good TV show. Of course, they looked like big German shepherds, but I mean, it really it for 1987, it was right there. And part of the reason why they done it was the movie The Howling. The Howling had come out. It was a great movie. Everybody liked the werewolf thing. Then you had a movie called The Wolfen with Albert Finney was an actor. The book was better. But anyways, Fox had it going on really good. So in late 87, 88, they come out with a TV show called The War of the Worlds. So and I don't know how to do all these little captions so you could see pictures, but the radio operator, the bazooka operator in the movie Predator, when Arnold Schwarzenegger is carrying him across the bridge and he tells him he can make it and then dies. That guy played an Indian in a TV show called The War of the Worlds. And he was like a colonel or something. And anyways, they were fighting aliens. It's a typical show. But for a TV channel, it was good. 2 thumbs up. Like to find it. I would love to find it so I could have it. Anyways, Jack Crane, which Jack Crane was the knife maker to the stars, kind of like Jimmy Lau, who made the Rambo knives. Jack Crane made several different knives for several different movies. A couple were, and a lot of these were called life support. And if you know anything about the Gerber BMFs, this is a 7-inch serrated. Okay, if you know anything about the Gerber BMFs, the life supports look just like this in the blade, and the handle design, except it come more to a point. So that was the knife that you saw in the movie Commando. Okay, but I digress here. Jack Crane made knives for the TV show Airwolf, Predator 1 and 2, which were very awesome. Those were life supports as also. Commando, Demolition Man, I don't remember the knife in there. Executive Decision, that had Kurt Russell in it on an airplane. Dracula 2000, I don't remember the knife in that one. Die Hard and Die Hard 2. And those, yes, were Christmas movies because they were filmed during Christmas. And Hans Gruber should fall soon from Nakatomi. Roadhouse, Ford Fairlane, probably the best movie that I remember from growing up. I mean, Andrew Dice Clay, who don't love Andrew Dice Clay? And Action Jackson. I don't remember that one either, but I digress on that. So giving you an idea who Jack Crane was, he was just, excuse my language, he was just this badass knife maker. And he come up with cool stuff that really did work, and it was functional other than you could consider a movie props. Now, as like I said, the Gerber BMF, the life support series looked just like this. I mean, I've held a few of them. Some of them had metal handles where the Gerbers have this DuPont Hyplon, I think that's how you pronounce it, handles. I like the rubber handles better. Anyways, of course, a lot of these just disappeared. But anyways, get that back where I'll keep it. Anyways, during the War of the Worlds TV show, they come up with two different things. One was a double-edged dagger, kind of looked like a Roman gladius, and it was called the battle baton. Well, the guy, I should have looked his name up and I didn't. The guy starring, he was the colonel, didn't like it. He did, but he didn't like it. But the other thing was the Phoenix Tomahawk. Get it into view here. This was one of the very first Tomahawk style blades or axes that was in right there, even better, that was in a movie or a TV show. Kind of give you a little bit better view this way. I guess it'd help if I cleaned it off. I had to put a little oil on it just to see if I could get the shine. They were terrible. Let's see right here. They were terrible about didn't matter how much oil you kept on it. They were terrible about just looking dull. But anyways, this is a black finish. And like I said, the star, liked, being that he's supposed to be Indian, liked the idea of a tomahawk. And what's so funny is in the show he's throwing this thing. And one of the shows, they're in like a warehouse, there's water on both sides, and he's on like a catwalk and he throws it and it hits it and then comes off, and you can see it floating on water because they made it foam. Because I mean, yeah, he wasn't really throwing this. But anyways, it don't tell what kind of steel it is. No matter what I've found, it don't say it at all. The only thing it says is Crane Custom Blades. Let's see, right there. Crane Custom Blades. Wow, War of the Worlds Phoenix Tomahawk patent pending. I've heard that this is supposed to be 440A. It could be fender metal. I don't know. I mean, these were supposed to be made in Texas back in the day. It's got some kind of hard plastic. Hard plastic, maybe fiberglass handles that has been brass pinned 9 on each side. Sorry, 10 on each side. And I had to count them up there. Hey, I'm getting old. Anyways, this was supposed to be a pry bar. I know, right there, yeah. This was supposed to be a pry bar side, but there's no edge to it, so maybe just a little kicker to push. It feels good in the hand. I've never truly chopped or anything with it. It normally hangs right there, just because it was something that I always wanted. And when I found this, it looks like I need to clean it up a little bit better. But when I found this, I paid like $40 for it. A knife company called, I think it was a cutlery shop back in the day, was trying to get rid of them because nobody bought them, nobody ordered them. They all ordered the battle baton, the Gladius I was telling you about. So, anyways, let's talk about this. This is 3 3/4 cutting. Okay, so the head is 5 3/8. Yeah, 5 3/8 across. Yes, I have Cliff Notes. It is 12 3/4 long, and this is 23 ounces. So, I mean, it's got some weight to it. Okay, made somewhere between 88 and 90. Everybody was kind of hoping that the show took off, and it did. But Fox done something stupid, and I think that was the time that Bill Cosby show come on, and he was Cliff Huxtable, and kind of a doctor, had a I think it was OBGYN in the basement or something like that. So now we know why he went to jail. I'm just joking. I remember Fat Albert. So, but anyways, this is just one of the collections, or one in my collections, that I just wanted to show everybody. You could still find these there, in the $300 to $500 range. They did make a leather sheath, which was extra, kind of dangled up underneath. Do I have a, well, kind of a dangler like this, so it would have hung just like this with a solid leather sheath. And yes, this will be another one. I have 2 of these, but a really nice cold steel knife. Have to thank my wife and my son for this. Anyways, this right here is the War of the Worlds Phoenix Tomahawk by Crane Custom Blades, which is not a Jack Crane knife. It is a license to a company, like I said, in Texas, that made these. God, man, back in the late 90s, when I had procured this, I had contacted Jack Crane just to ask him about it. And anyways, well, actually, I like to say my lovely wife did, because apparently she's working and still can hear me do these videos. Anyways, we had contacted him and asked him about it, and he said that he did make one. Everybody have a little bit of tea. He did make one that was 420, I think he said 5A, stainless steel, but he hadn't made it in a long time. That was before he passed away. It's kind of funny. We were talking back and forth from Alabama to California, and this was when we had dial-up, y'all. And when we got the email, when I commented back to him, emailed him back, because I was just thinking about buying a sheath, for it, and he had done passed away. So, but if you get a chance, just, I guess I'll use the old Google. Everybody does. Look up Jack Crane knives. You'll see some wickedly awesome knives. But like I said, I just wanted to stop in on this video and basically show you a Crane custom designed by Jack Crane, Phoenix Tomahawk to the TV show War of the Worlds. If you get a chance to get one, would I use it? If I had to use it, even a hammer's a weapon. I'm not, trying to tell everybody to go out there and use something as a weapon or anything else. For me, this is a collectible, and knowing that nobody else will probably ever make this again, I would like to see it. Of course, I would change it and make this come all the way out to here, instead of you having, hitting a tang. But yeah, if you ever get a chance, this would probably be one of a good buys, and it's just a hang up piece for me. All right, thank you for watching Bama Tactical Inc. If you like this, which I do get people to watch these, please like, share, comment. Tell me if you like it. If you don't like it, tell me how good they are, how not good they are. Give me a suggestion. Maybe I own it. I've got several of these. Y'all have a wonderful day. And yes, this is, for everybody who's watching, this is still waiting on a bicep surgery, but it's getting a little bit easier to move because the swelling's down. Y'all have a wonderful Christmas, and make sure you tell people Merry Christmas. It pisses them off. Y'all have a great one. Bye-bye.